Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today guys I want to talk about something that pretty much every Yu-Gi-Oh player experiences at some point in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that is trying to stay motivated to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh and taking a break from the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. These are things that pretty much every player goes through at some point in time in playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. But there is one thing I want to say before I start this video, and that is if you feel that you need to quit the game of Yu-Gi-Oh because you're getting too old for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, or that goes for any hobby actually. If you feel like you're getting too old for a hobby that you enjoy, as long as it's legal and you're able to maintain your personal responsibilities as an adult or as a person, then don't quit that game if it's not hurting anybody. I mean, if you enjoy something, continue to do it as long as you're able to maintain things in your life. Try to find that happy medium. But I know many players in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh that are old enough, that they have their own kids now, and they're teaching their kids how to play Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or something like that. Something that they played as a kid, they're teaching their kid about, which is really, really cool to see. And I just wanted to say, I know many players that are 30 plus years now, and they still play Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. So don't quit because you just feel like you're getting too old for something. If you enjoy it, keep playing it. And back to my personal experiences. Some of you guys, I've talked about this story before. I did quit the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, or pretty much took a break or a hiatus from the game of Yu-Gi-Oh back in, I guess you could say, late 2007, early 2009-ish, pretty much my junior and senior year in high school. And there was many reasons why I quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh for that time frame. First off, I was co-captain of the football team. I was captain of the track and field team. I was also an all-state track athlete. I had a girlfriend my junior and senior year in high school, so there was other things occupying my time, plus the fact that nobody really played Yu-Gi-Oh in high school, really. I mean, not that many people did. I mean, Pokemon, for that matter, nobody played, really. But when I got to college in 2009, late 2009, I met a whole bunch of people that actually played the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it got me reinvigorated to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And some of those guys you've actually seen on this channel, my good friend Will, who you've seen do his Spellcaster deck and Gladiator Beast deck. He's a dear friend of mine. He got me back into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! My friend Gerald, who I like to call the hero player. That man knows so much about heroes, it's crazy. My friend Reggie, who pretty much Reggie's the guy that taught me how to play Gravekeepers to the best of my personal ability. I mean, that man is pretty much my Yoda and my Obi-Wan Kenobi when it comes to Gravekeepers. I'm not joking. And my friend Kevin, who plays Ice Barriers, who you've seen on this channel before as well. So a lot of those guys, really got me back into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It really got me to be competitive again, I guess you could say, to some extent, because I really hadn't been competitive since the early part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I stopped playing in early 2008, and I used to go to all the regionals, all the major tournaments that came to my area. I don't know if anybody remembers the old Show and Jump tournaments that they had for Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when you could actually get a Show and Jump magazine and you could touch it and read the mangas in it. I used to go to all those different type of tournaments that they had in my area, and after I went, my junior and senior year, I just stopped playing, and they got me reinvigorated to go back out there and be competitive. And plus the fact, I'll never forget the two sets that got me back into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that was Extreme Victory and Storm of Ragnarok. Especially Storm of Ragnarok, because that was when Six Samurais got their new support, and I was just like, yes, go Six Samurais. And Extreme Victory as well, because Extreme Victory was already out. So between Extreme Victory and Storm of Ragnarok is when I got back into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. But I finally, pretty much my second part of my freshman year in high school, I came to a crossroads. And this is a crossroads, and this is very important for any person that's planning to go to college in the future. This is something that pretty much every person I've met in college has come across with their hobbies or things that they enjoy doing, like Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. You want to find a happy medium. And what do I mean by that? You want to balance something out between your education and getting ahead in life and getting further in your life or your career and your hobbies. And that's something that I really came across. I found out that I couldn't be super competitive anymore like I used to be or was currently being, that I needed to find a happy medium. So what did I do? I looked back at Yu-Gi-Oh! I said to myself, what got me motivated to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first place? I went back to my roots pretty much, and I said, playing with friends, playing decks that I personally enjoyed, and just having a good old time with my buddies. That's what keeps me motivated to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And pretty much what I did is I stopped being a super competitive player, and I became more of a casual player with a competitive edge. And that is a thing. That is a thing. A casual player that doesn't go to every regionals, doesn't go to every YCS, but he has that competitive edge. He's been in the game for a long time. He knows what to do. He knows his decks. He knows what to do. He keeps updated. That's pretty much what I've become, I guess you could say. I don't know if I fall in that category personally, but I guess you could put me in that category. A guy that, doesn't play at every single regionals anymore, but he knows what goes on. He knows that he's been around the block a couple of times. He knows Yu-Gi-Oh! He knows what Konami does, the crazy things Konami does. And I find that I get more enjoyment now from playing with my buddies instead of playing with some random dude I'll probably never talk to again, possibly at regionals. Just playing with my friends and my good friends and my buddies, my brothers, I guess you could say. And playing decks that I personally enjoy, not feeling like I have to play the top tier deck of the format, what is considered to be the best deck of the format. Just playing a deck I personally enjoy playing because of the archetype or because of the playing style. Just playing that deck and putting all my effort into making that deck the best it could be. I mean, I get more enjoyment out of playing a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck than playing a artifact hand trap, whatever that new deck is that's topping events now. Or, I get more enjoyment out of playing Blue Eyes White Dragon and winning with Blue Eyes White Dragon than I would with that deck or with the Bujin deck or a deck that's considered one of the best decks of the format. I mean, literally, it's the truth. And it keeps me motivated. And I find that even when I feel like, I'm not so motivated to play, I keep looking at my decks. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick up this archetype and I'm going to make it the best it can be because I think it's a really cool archetype. And it saves on money, first off, and you get more enjoyment. You don't take as many breaks when you're playing decks that you personally enjoy. I mean, it's so true. I don't know if anybody else can vouch for me on this, but from personal experience, that is something I can't stress enough, that playing decks that you personally like, you'll play the game more, and you won't take breaks as much and whatnot. But back on topic, I want to talk about a little bit more before I end this video about trying to find a happy medium. You have to find a medium between life and Yu-Gi-Oh! Or life and your hobbies, be it Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, whatever, any hobbies that you personally enjoy. You have to find a proper balance. In a way, I guess you could say, as I cross my legs here, you have to find your inner peace. You have to find a proper balance with your yin and your yang. I know that sounds as corny as freaking hell, but it's very true. Once you find that proper balance between your hobbies or Yu-Gi-Oh! And life, you will be more motivated to play the game, I guess you could say. You're going to stay in the game longer, and you will even start to pass on what you learned to younger players. So they don't, they can try to avoid, you can try to lead them in the right direction so they don't fall into that hole that you did, you went into, like trying to play the best deck every format and becoming broke or something like that. That didn't happen to me, but I know players that's happened to. So you can help them avoid those obstacles which they will encounter in playing a game, or the learning curve, I guess you could say, is another way of saying it. But that's just my personal experience, and I hope this video was informative and you were able to take something away from it. If this video just helped one single player out there, or it's one single person, then this video was worth my time making, and I really enjoyed talking about it because it is hard to stay motivated in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's hard to maintain staying motivated for a long period of time. Every player needs to take a break now and then, be it a year, be it a month, be it a week. I mean, believe me, I know some players are like, I'm going to take I'm going to leave this game, and they're gone for a month, and a month later they're back. They're like, I'm all motivated to play the game. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope it helps someone out there, and I hope it helps someone out there in the future if somebody finds this video. So till next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling to all of you, and down below in the comments section, guys, please tell me, how do you stay motivated in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh? What keeps you going? And tell me your stories, like if you're coming back into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're coming back into the game, what got you motivated to play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh again? What keeps you motivated? I mean, all those different comments that I get down in the comment section, I love reading. I try to read all of your comments and try to respond back to you. Some of you guys do not have Google Plus, so I can't respond back, but I love reading the comments section. So guys, till next time, I'll see you all. Excuse me, tongue-tied there for a second. But till next time, guys, I'll see you all. And Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here, guys.